Let's go ahead and answer these 4 problems for dividing decimals. So the first thing that we're supposed to do is check and make sure that our divisor is a whole number. Yes, our 13 is a whole number. There's no numbers after a decimal, so we're okay. So let's go ahead and line this up. Also, real fast before we start, I see a negative divided by a positive. That tells me it's going to be negative. So 315.9 divided by 13. 13 goes into 31 2 times. It doesn't go into 3, so we had to move over. Please do not forget to line it up to the ones digit you're using. So like we tried the 3, it didn't work. Now we're over to the 1, 31. 13 goes into 31 2 times. So the 2 must be above the 1. If you didn't do that, please fix it. Now 2 times 13, and our answer is going to go under the 31. So 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 1 is 2. And we're going to subtract. Do you see how I keep things nice and neat on here? I need you to do the same thing, please. We cannot do 1 minus 6, so we're going to change this 3 to a 2 and make it 11 minus 6 is 5. 2 minus 2 is 0, so we're done there. And now we bring down the next digit, which is a 5. 13 goes into 55. 4 times 3. And let's talk about how I knew that it was 4 times. Let's, over on the side, we can do 13 times 2. Let's see if that works. Well, 2 times 13, we already know is 26. That's not high enough. We could keep going. Let's do 13 times 3. That is, 3 times 3 is 9. And then 3 times 1 is 3, 39. I think we could still do another one. So that's why now I'm at 4. 4 times 13, let's see what it is. 4 times 3 is 12, put a 2, carry the 1. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Oh yeah, we did really well. We got it. 5 minus 2 is 3. 5 minus 5 is 0, so I don't need to bring down the 0. I'm going to bring down the next digit, 39. 13 goes into 39 how many times? Well, we already did it on this side, 3 times 13. So I already know it's a 3 up there. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 1 is 3. And good, we got 0. We're done. Perfect. Now, I need to do my last step, which is to bring my decimal directly up. So my answer is negative 24.3. Okay, let's look at number 2. Number 2, it's already a whole number, so we can skip the first step. Now the second step is to divide, and then we're going to move our decimal directly up. I see a negative divided by a negative, so that tells me the answer is going to be positive, so I don't need to put anything into my answer box. So let's just write it. 381.3 divided by 31. Now, 31 does not go into 3, so I need to move over. 31 goes into 38 how many times? 1 time. So the 1 is going to go directly above the 8. 1 times 31 is 31. So I'm going to subtract, and I get 8 minus 1 is 7. Now, I'm going to bring down the 1. Again, I'm only looking here. I haven't even touched the 3 over there yet. So 31 goes into 71. How many times? 2 times probably. If I counted by 30s, 30, 60, 90. Nope, I can't do that. So I'm going to put a 2 up there. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6, so 62. Now, I cannot do 1 minus 2, so I'm going to cross out that 7, make it a 6, bring 10 over to make 1 11, because 10 plus 1 is 11. 11 minus 2 is 9. Now I'm going to bring down the 3. 31 goes into 93 3 times. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9, and good. I ended up with 0, no remainders. The last thing I need to do is bring up my decimal. So my answer is a positive 12.3. Okay, let's look at number 3. Number 3, I do notice I need to move, my divisor is not a whole number, so I need to move the decimal over. So I need to move it over 1 time. which means I also need to move my dividend decimal over 1 time. So really my problem is going to be 68.5 divided by 5. And I see it's a positive and a negative, so that tells me my answer is going to be negative, so I'm going to put it in my answer box right now so I don't forget. 5 goes into 6 how many times? 1 time. So I'm going to put a 1 above the 6. Make sure you're lining up. 5 times 1 is 5. 6 minus 5 is 1, and now I can bring down the next digit to work with. 5 goes into 18. 5, 10, 15, 3 times. So I can bring my 3. 3 times 5 is 15. And subtract, I have 3 left over if I bring down the 5. Now 5 goes into 35 7 times. 7 times 5 is 35, and I have 0. Now the last thing I need to do is bring up my decimal point, so my answer is negative 13.7. Okay, the last one. Again, I see my divisor, I need to move my decimal over. So I need to move it 1, 2 places to get it to be a whole number. So over here I need to move it 1, 2 places to go along with what I did to my divisor. Remember, whatever you do to the divisor must do to the dividend. I notice that there are 2 negatives. That's an even number of negatives, so that means that my answer is going to be positive. So let's go ahead and line it up. 723.2, because remember I moved my decimal, divided by 8. 8 goes into 7. Nope, can't do that. 8 goes into 72. Yes, I sure can do that. So I'm going to put the 9 above the 72. Again, if you don't know what it does, just start making multiplication problems until you get to close to 72, not above 72. 9 times 8 is 72. When I subtract, I have 0, so then I can just bring down the next digit, which is 3. 8 goes into 3, 0 times. It cannot go into it at all. So 8 times 0 is 0. I subtract, and I still have 3 left. I bring down the 2. 8 goes into 32. 4 times. 4 times 8 is 32. When I subtract, I have 0 and I'm good. I don't have any remainders left. Last thing I need to do is bring up the decimal. So my answer is positive 90.4. Okay, go ahead and do your reflection and then get going on your practice.